Edu Gaspar is set to leave his role as the sporting director of Arsenal Football Club. Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to another video. Yes, today's video is going to centre around this man right here, former Arsenal player, former Arsenal Invincible, turned Arsenal sporting director, Edu Gaspar, who today has announced, or at least it's been announced in the media, that he is set to step down from his role as the sporting director of Arsenal Football Club. He is set to leave and he is set to go and venture elsewhere for a new challenge that has been revealed by David Ornstein earlier on today. We're going to be talking about this big news story. We're going to be talking about Edu leaving Arsenal, what that means for him, what that means for Arsenal and everything else in between. But before we go any further in talking about all of that, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and very greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think and feel about this big breaking news story today that is buzzing around the world of football. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading. So please do get involved down below. Use and abuse that section, people, and talk to me on this very intriguing topic of discussion. Right, now that that's out of the way and done with, let's get on with the video. Let's talk Arsenal, let's talk Edu, and let's talk the Brazilian stepping down and moving away from Arsenal and not being their sporting director anymore. The news broke very early on today, and it is safe to say that it did divide a lot of opinion. This man divides opinion anyway amongst the Arsenal fan base, but none more so than him stepping down as to the reflection of his time at Arsenal as the club's sporting director. The news was broken this morning by one Sami Mokbel of the Daily Mail, who reported on this issue saying, Edu set to leave Arsenal in news that will arrive as a big blow to head coach Mikel Arteta. The sporting director has played a pivotal role in the club's resurgence over the years. Now, I say he divides opinion because some are saying that he's done a great job at Arsenal, considering the amount and monumental job that he had ahead of him when he first stepped foot into those shoes, into that role at the Emirates, the amount of players that were on stupid amounts of wages, the ones that were undeserving of a contract at Arsenal, the ones that couldn't live to play in the shirt of Arsenal, the amount of players that they had, the wage bill and everything else that was going on at that time. Everyone said he had a big job on his hands when he walked through the door, and that he's done a fantastic job to get Arsenal to where they are currently. You see that he has taken a team that when he first stepped foot were a mediocre 8th place team that were underperforming, underwhelming, a laughing stock, being made a joke of week in, week out, game in, game out. He's turned them from that into the Arsenal that we see today. A title challenging Arsenal that with a few tweaks here and there you feel could get over the finish line to turn from title contenders to title winners. That could get over the finish line in winning other pieces of silverware as well. The guy has done an incredible job, in my personal opinion, of turning around the fortunes of Arsenal Football Club, both on and off the pitch. And of course, he's not alone in that, but he is a big cog in that now seemingly well-oiled machine that when the successor to Edu does step into his shoes, you would imagine he wouldn't have as big of a job as what Edu seemingly had when he first arrived at Arsenal, but he would still have a big job anyway, full of responsibility that he will need to see Arsenal get across that finish line, as I mentioned before. Some Arsenal fans are saying he could have pushed the boat out. Some Arsenal fans are saying he didn't do enough. And I think there's fair criticism there as well, because I think in previous transfer windows gone by, as good as they potentially have been for Arsenal, there was that little bit of an urge by some Arsenal fans and a little bit more desire that they probably should have done a little bit more. Take this past transfer window, this past summer, as prime example, Exhibit A. Yes, they got a defensive midfielder in Mikel Merino. Yes, they got a new defender in Ricardo Calafiori. But could they have done with a striker? In my opinion, yes. Could they have potentially got better than a loan move for Raheem Sterling? Potentially, yes. So, yes, you can potentially argue there that there should have been more done in the transfer windows by Edu and by the rest of the Arsenal board and people in that kind of vicinity of the club. And then in that kind of Venn diagram, if you like, there are some people that are in the middle. There are some people that see the good and the bad of Edu's reign as sporting director over the years. And like I say, from the outside looking in, I'm not an Arsenal fan, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I have to be fair, objective and honest and neutral in these kinds of videos. I will see both sides of that argument. I will see also the good players and the excellent players that Edu signed. Good players being the likes of Thomas Partey, for example, Gabriel Martinelli, Ben White, Leandro Trossard, all have done a great job at the club over the past couple of years or so in helping them in title challenges and obviously becoming firm title contenders, to the excellent signings, your likes of your Martin Odegaard, who's currently the club captain, William Saliba, one of the best centre-backs on the planet right now, and of course the big money transfer in Declan Rice, one of the best midfielders on the planet, but also, like I say, big money transfer that has so far seemingly worked for Arsenal. Yes, they could be better. Yes, he could have oversaw them and done a little bit more to maybe push them across that finish line to being Premier League champions for the first time in around about 20 odd years. Maybe even win their first Champions League title. Maybe even win a few more domestic cups. But like I say, he's definitely built the platform. And it's not always been sunshine and rainbows. Not every transfer is going to be a hit. There have been some pretty bad ones as well. David Luiz, Pablo Mari, Nicolas Jackson. I was going to say Nicolas Jackson then. Nicola Pepe, anyone? There have been some bad transfers by Arsenal. Don't get me wrong. Not all of them have been a complete 100% success. And you know, no matter what club you go to, there's never a club that has had a 100% success rate with transfers. Some have flopped, some haven't exactly performed well, some have underperformed, underwhelmed. Some, though, do hit the mark. And like I say, for Arsenal, there have been some that have hit the mark and even exceeded expectation, with a few minor exceptions. That's just the way football and transfers go. Now, of course, when this news broke, apart from dividing opinion, many people were left speculating as to what the future may hold for both Arsenal and the new sporting director, as well as obviously what may have happened with Edu. Now, a lot of people were speculating as to whether or not Edu's got a new job lined up, whether there's a new challenge for him on the horizon, and we'll get onto that a little bit later. There was also talk that maybe he walked away himself. Maybe there was a reshuffle behind the scenes that he felt he should walk away from, he didn't want to be a part of. Or maybe the club somewhat forced him out and they're claiming it was a walkout by them. There was also the speculation that, as well as changes behind the scenes, there was maybe bad blood between him and the club. There's no evidence to suggest anything of the sort of a bad relationship between Edu and the club. But of course, that kind of speculation is going to be speculated upon by mainly rival fans. And of course, it's an element in which, even if it was my club and a member of the board left in the way that he's done, would have to be taken into consideration. Now, of course, we didn't know at the time, but within the past hour or so of recording this video, it has seemingly become apparent that Edu's next move has already been brought out in the media. A certain David Ornstein has reported on Edu in the follow-up to Sami Mokbel, saying, Arsenal sporting director Edu agrees to join group controlled by Nottingham Forest owner Evangelos Marinakis. Not signed and role still to be finalised, but leaving Arsenal for new post includes responsibility for growing operation, as reported, like I say, by The Athletic and by Sami Mokbel. So it seems he's got his next role lined up. It seems as though the reason behind him leaving Arsenal is to go and join a new project elsewhere, headhunted and fronted by the Nottingham Forest owner Evangelos Marinakis, who seems to be the brains behind that particular operation, We know that allegedly Marinakis wanted Edu in the summer. He stayed loyal to Arsenal. He stayed with Arsenal throughout the summer transfer window. And now it seems as though he is jumping at the opportunity to join Marinakis in a new role, new position, and with a new project at the helm, which basically could mean a number of things. It doesn't necessarily mean we should rule out that there is bad blood between the two. Maybe he jumped at the opportunity because things turned sour at Arsenal. It's unlikely, but it is still a possibility. I highly doubt it myself, even from the outside looking in, but that could be a possibility. Maybe there was a reshuffle at the club, and maybe he did feel like his time had ran its course there. Maybe he just wanted a new challenge for himself. Maybe he wanted a new job that would suit his skill set, his personal life. Maybe it's a new job that is going to see him explore new things and give himself a new challenge. Maybe that's just the reason. I'm leaning more towards that one than there being bad blood, but you get what I'm saying. All of these things are sort of to be taken into consideration, if you like. The only thing I will say about this is, obviously, whatever happens with Arsenal going forward is Arsenal's business. I don't know too much about sporting directors, and apart from the ones that are really notorious, I'm sure Arsenal will be fine. Like I say, Edu has been a really big cog in the machine of Arsenal to rejuvenate and resurrect Arsenal Football Club into a much better position than when he walked in. And that's a big compliment that you can say about anybody. If you leave a club in a much better state or in a bigger way than when you first joined, that to me is a success. That to me is a success. Now, how big or how small that success is irrelevant. It's still a success. He's left that club in a much better and bigger way than when he first walked in. Whatever happens with Arsenal going forward in terms of a new sporting director, I'm sure they will appoint the right guy for the role or girl. But the thing I find strange about this is the timing. Why now? Why has this come out now? It's been a bit of an awkward week for Arsenal. Drawing to Liverpool, get through on the Carabao Cup against Preston, but with all due respect, it's a championship side. Then you lose to Newcastle at the weekend. You're 7 points off the top. Clubs seemingly losing a bit of patience with Mikel Arteta as of right now. Was this meant to come out now? Or was this meant to come out in about a week's time when the international break hits? That's my biggest question from this. My biggest question is the timing. Why was this leaked now? Why was this revealed now? Or maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe the timing doesn't really matter. I don't know. I would just have assumed that with the international break looming, the international break would have been the perfect opportunity to drop this kind of news. Why now? And especially after a defeat as bad as what it was to Newcastle. Why now? Again, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think the bottom line here is that I believe Arsenal are now a more well-run club, that they will make the right appointment to succeed and fill the shoes of Edu Gaspar in the sporting director role. I agree with Arsenal fans that are somewhat sat on the fence a little bit by this. They can see the good and the bad of Edu's reign as sporting director, even from the outside looking in. And I would firmly agree that it's probably just a new challenge he wants. It's a new job that will test him on a different level, test a new set of skills, will be broadening his horizons, new challenges, new things to overcome. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm not getting anything of like bad blood between him and the club. I'm not sensing a club in turmoil. Maybe more things will come out. There may be more fallout to this in the coming days. I don't know, but I'm not getting any of that kind of vibe from this. I'm just getting this was a mutual agreement. This was something that the club wanted to do. This was something Edu wanted to do, and it's happened at the perfect time for both of them. Maybe that is the case. But like I said, I'm from the outside on this looking in. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking and feeling by this. Is there more to this story than meets the eye on Edu Gaspar leaving Arsenal as the club's sporting director? Or is this just one of those things that clubs just go through? Let me know what you guys think and feel about this big breaking news story that's been buzzing around the world of football today. Edu Gaspar leaving Arsenal Football Club as this club's sporting director. Let me know what you guys think and feel on this. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure we'll make for great and interesting reading down below in the comment section. So please do leave all of that down there. Use and abuse that section, people, and talk to me on this big news story. Would love to hear from you all and what you have to say about this. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever be greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. And of course, for your either continued or even brand new support. If you're brand new, welcome to the channel. If you are continuing to support the channel with likes and views and things of that nature, thank you all. It is very much appreciated. I very much admire you all. Thank you for supporting the channel and myself. So thank you all so much for that. Always and forever will be appreciated, all of that stuff. So thank you all once again. Otherwise, I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll see you and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers guys, thanks for watching. Take care, enjoy your rest of the day. Speak to you again very, very soon.